This is the second half of the encoding exercise. You'll recall in the first half of the encoding exercise, you were asked to listen to phrases and code them, or rank them, based on how they sounded, or based on how difficult or easy they were to pronounce. The second half of this exercise is asking you to do something similar, except this time, as you listen to the phrases, you are to record them based on how easy you can see them in your head. So what kind of visual images, how easy or difficult it is to visualize what I'm talking about, right? So the last one we were talking about sounds, this time we're talking about vision, and how easy or difficult it is to create this mental picture about what I'm talking about. Just like before, you're going to rank them, or you're going to score them on that piece of paper about how easy or difficult they are to visualize. And then after I read the 10 phrases, then I will ask you again to recall, or to do the best you can to recall. Okay? All right. Number 1, the choo-choo train, the chocolate choo-choo train chugged down the licorice tracks. The marching soldier lit a cigarette. The long-haired woman had a phobia about scissors. The cheerful choir boy sang off-key. The toothless bathing beauty hardly ever smiled. The sweaty gardener was wearing a scarf and mittens. The spotted dog was sleeping in the sun. The lanky leprechaun wore lavender leotards. The bearded plumber was flushed with success. And number 10 is the novice camper got lost in the woods. Okay, so now I'm going to ask you what you remembered. What chugged down the licorice tracks? Who sang off-key? Who hardly ever smiled? What was sleeping in the sun? Who was flushed with success? Number 6, who lit a cigarette? Number 7, who got lost in the woods? Number 8, who wore lavender leotards? Number 9, who had a phobia about scissors? And the last one, who wore a scarf and mittens? Okay, now if this activity worked in this setup, then you should have done a little bit better in the second half than you did on the first half. And that's because in the second half, you're asked to visually encode, where the first half you were doing what's referred to as phonemic coding, which is considered a shallower form of encoding. When we create images in our head, it's easier for us to remember. So let's test that and let's see. And if it doesn't work, that's not all on you, but we'll see. Okay, number 1, what chugged down the licorice tracks is the chocolate choo-choo. Who sang off-key? The cheerful choir boy. Who hardly ever smiled? That's the toothless bathing beauty. What was sleeping in the sun? That's the spotted dog. Who was flushed with success? This is number 5, was the bearded plumber. Number 6, who lit a cigarette? That is the marching soldier. Who got lost in the woods? None other than the novice camper. Who wore lavender leotards? That would be the lanky leprechaun. Who had a phobia about scissors? That would be the long-haired woman. And finally, number 10, who wore a scarf and mittens? And that would be the sweaty gardener. How did you do? Compare your answer to this one to your answers to the first half. I will see you in the discussion.